Hello, how are you? I hope you will be doing good. I'm good, fine. So, first of all, I'm gonna apologize for being too late. You know that I have a small computer, so I have to basically do multiple things at a time to tell you about AdMob. So, it took me a lot of time to process things, and there have been quite a time that I have used AdMob, so their process have been changed. So I've been going around through a documentation and finding the best way to tell you how it works. So first of all, we are gonna start by creating an AdMob account. So you just type in the Google AdMob. So the first link over here, you will click over here. Now you have to click sign up. So yes, yeah, I think you already have a Gmail account. Everybody does. So I'm continuing with this my own Gmail account. Okay, over here. So if you don't have, you can create one and just continue. Okay. Just like I don't think so. We will be noting this. Okay, just click on continue. It's nothing. So here is the first page. Now I want to be creating an app that has ads on it. So first of all, I will add an app. Okay, so here click on add app. Okay, you just have to click on add app. Now choose the platform for which you are making it, as we'll be making for Android. And here this is important. First of all, we are going to be testing our ad. So we are going to choose no. Is the app listed on supported app store? It means that is the app listed on Google Play Store or any supported play app store. So probably it's not going to be there. So we are testing it. So later on it can be converted to yes, because when we upload our app to any app store, we can change it later on. So we're going to continue. Now just give it any name. So mm, as I'm teaching you, so I will give you intro to AdMob. Okay, so you can use any name you like. Okay, it doesn't have anything like that. So I will be disabling this feature because we don't have to write access reports or that thing. Yeah, it this is optional. Okay, you can either on it or off it. It has nothing to do with that mob. It's just sending reports over to the Google. Okay, now we have successfully created our first app. Now you will come over this page and select add unit to basically insert an ad. So now we are gonna insert our first app, that is banner. Okay, here I will show you again. um, these are the multiple type of ads that we can integrate into our application. So first of all, we are going to be starting with banner ad. Okay, so you just have to name your ad. Okay, so I'm going to be naming it banner ad. Okay, you just have to name your ad. Now by clicking or creating ad unit, our ad has been created. So now there are two important things to note. The first thing is this is your app ID. Let's say, and this is your banner ID. So let's say you are going to be integrating multiple ads in your mobile application. So this ID, app ID, will remain unique. It will never change. If you are using an app for an individual app, this ID will never change. But let's say you have integrated two different banner ads in your application. So this one is for the banner ID A, and the second one you will create later on will be changed, but this will remain unique. So now we will remain here and set up our Android Studio to get started. So here I have opened up a documentation so you can have a better experience. You just have to copy paste the code and get started. So first of all, we have to copy this one. You will just have to come. Let me show you how we will access this add mob documentation. Okay, the first link over here, it's very easy to use and very simplified way of teaching. So you will just come here and here it is at the get started first page. Now at the first tab you will just have to select this one. Okay, you will have to leave the last one, that all projects. You will just have to select build script. Okay, now coming to our add, I have already created an app, as you already mentioned in the details that you have to implement it on your already created app. So here it is, a basic app that I have just created for you because due to my IP contracts with my clients, I can't disclose that information. So I have just created this simple app so it can give you a better idea of understanding too. Okay, so first of all, we have to copy this. Now we have to go to our Gradle build section. Over here we have to go to Gradle build Gradle module app. Okay, so now just at the beginning, before the plugin section, just at the beginning you have to paste this code. Okay, now coming to our second instruction, we have to add these dependencies because this is basically the ID that will get the ads from the Google. Okay, we just have to copy this. Now go over to the same build.gradle module app. Just beneath you will find dependencies and you can just add it here like this. Okay, over coming to the next step. Now okay, here we will copy this metadata. Okay, just this tag, and we will copy it and we will go over to the Android manifest.xml in the manifest folder. Okay, just right over here. Now we will paste it over here. Now here comes the play of application ID. Basically, this will remain the same. Okay, but this will change. So what will we put in here? The application ID that I just told you about. Okay, and this is our application ID. Okay, so an easier way to use it is you just have to come over to the values in the rest folder, like this. In the rest folder you will have to come to the values and go to the strings and just create a new string which is named as string name. You can name it app ID and just paste that over here. Okay, so we can use it later on just by applying the string name. So this is our now coming to the next step. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do is we will come to this XML and just type in the string. Okay, so the name of our string was app ID. Okay, so I've just put in, and now it can access the app. Basically in Google Ad Mob it can access the app ID so it can load ads. Okay, so now we will go to the next option over here. Now we are gonna initialize this ad. Okay, so first of all you will have to copy these libraries. Okay, it's very basically it's very simple. You will have to go to your main page. Okay, main activity, and you will just have to import these. Okay, they will be imported right away. Now you will have to as you are already a developer, you already know about such things. This will already be created. Now we will have to select, copy this, and paste it just below these on create. Okay, so we'll go over here and paste this. Okay, now basically these are not added, so we'll just click alt shift enter to add these classes, and they will be added automatically. Shift we can either use it is basically sharing option. Okay, so we can just add these. Okay, now after adding this, what are we gonna do next? We are going to select the ad which we are going to use. So for now our target is to implement banner ad in our mobile application. So you just have to click over here. Okay, implement banner ads. Okay, now you will probably say that I am teaching you through documentation. So basically, I'm teaching you through documentation because it will be easier for you later on to access these codes, and probably there are gonna be a lot of changes happening in the Android, and there have been a lot basically lately there have been a lot of changes going on. So by using these, you will get a better idea and better understanding throughout, and you will the most convenient way, you will just have to copy paste the whole code. Okay, now we are basically copying the XML code so we can display our ad. Okay, so now we have copied it, and now you will have to go to the main activity XML file where it is located. Okay, so basically you will go to res layout and activity main XML. So here it is, our main activity. Now you just go to the code, and for example I want to insert it beneath. Okay, so I will just paste this code over here, and here let me just close this and this. So here we got it. Okay, ads by Google. Now I want to insert it below. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move it downwards and downwards. Okay, I'm gonna delete this constraint. I'm gonna align it horizontally, and then I'm going to align this, and here we go. Let me just, this is basically the result showing of our calculation. So now I have adjusted the Google ad properly. Okay, so I'm gonna basically displaying it beneath, okay, like this. So this is basically gonna be my it is gonna be displayed like this. Okay, I will show you when I will run the emulator. Now what are you gonna do next is you will come in here. Okay, so basically the first thing you are gonna do is you will have to put your that ad ID, okay, this one, the banner ID which you have just generated over here. So we are also gonna follow that convenient step. We will be going to the strings folder, values, strings, and we are just gonna create another string. So if we have to insert this ad in the multiple times basically, so we can use the same string to call this. Okay, so it's gonna be a lot easier. Banner ID, just copy paste this, and here we go, we have created our banner ID. Now coming over to our activity XML. Now we are going to be creating inserting our ad. So string banner ID. Okay, so here I have inserted it. Okay, so now if you want to get the if you want to get to know the idea of what's working behind it, so I will tell you the XML code. First of all, this is our basically ID that we will call in the main activity.java file, okay, in the backend. Now the second important thing over here is this ad size. Okay, now ad size will be equal to banner because we are putting a banner ad. It has already configured size which is basically configured by Google developers. So we will just have to type banner and it will recognize that it will be of the following size. Okay, this size over here, let me tell you, this size over here, it is basically the banner size. Okay, now the add unit ID. Okay, I just have told you about it that our add unit ID will be calling the specific ad into this frame of add unit into this frame. Okay, this ads by Google frame. And now other things, yeah, you already know that these are the constraints we have just designed and we are seeing it. Okay, so now moving towards our next step, what are we gonna do is you will just have to follow this. Okay, here it is also explaining what are these. So if you can't get a better idea, you can even contact me or just read the documentation. It will always be helpful and pretty convenient for you. Okay, so now we are going towards the back end. We have done the front end work. Now we are going to the back end. So we can actually load and add into our ID. We have just done the front end work. Now we are going to be loading the back end work. So the libraries you will be needing are these two, okay? Because you will be needing add request and add view. So we will go to our main activity.java. You will just go over here and paste these. Now the next thing you will do is copy this code. Okay, this mobile ads dot initialize, what is going to do, it is basically gonna initialize the ad. Okay, oh sorry, I've already done that. Okay, I've already done that over here. It's basically telling us again to do it, so we probably don't need it. Now you are gonna create a variable so you can access that ad. Okay, so we are going to make private add view, and we are going to be naming it add view. Okay, so we have created just our add variable so we can access it. Now you can just put in this library like mm, okay, so here it is. Just press alt enter. Okay, remember one thing, you have to keep in check these capital and small. Like here it is capital A, small d, and capital view. Okay, every word you probably already know the conventions used in Java, so I probably don't have to explain it. Um, okay, so here we have inserted the class by pressing Shift, Alt, and Enter. Now what are we going to do? We are going to access this ad. Okay, so how are we going to access this ad? Is basically we are gonna copy this code. Okay, okay, we are going to access it by ID, just like we do with every other thing, every other front end thing. Okay, so add view, this is our variable that we have just declared. And now coming to the ID. Okay, so we have no ID like add view. So what are we going to do is we are going to be go in activity main.xml, and we are going to insert change the ID. So I will name it here add view. Okay, so here it is named add view. Now coming back to the main page, here it is. Okay, okay, one more thing I forgot to tell you about, that when you will add the Gradle files, okay, this Gradle script files, you will have to sync them, okay? So by syncing them, basically you will your IDE, your Android Studio will get a better idea and can work properly, okay? Now we are having an okay, we are probably it's gonna resolve over time. Yes, it is resolved. Okay, so what are we gonna do next? Is we are gonna request an ad. Okay, we are going to, what is this ad request does? This class, this is basically gonna request an ad from the Google ad mob. Okay, so we are going to be use this, just you will just have to copy paste this exactly like this. Okay, so I'm telling you what it does, so you don't have to go in complications. Okay, so what is gonna do ad request, it is basically gonna request the ad. Okay, so we will also add this into the class by pressing alt shift enter, um, or just by pressing alt enter as it is showing me. Okay, now if this options come to you, you have to select this one, com.google.android.jms.ads. Okay, because this is the one that we will be using. So basically, this is going to be requesting the ad. Now the main thing, we are going to load the ad which has been requested from the Google. So you have to copy paste it just like this and change the names. Okay, so what was the name of our variable? It was add view. Okay, so we have just loaded this, and now what has been done, our ad has basically been loaded. Okay, so yeah, we are done, okay, so now I'm gonna make you check that it is working fine. Okay, I'm gonna saving this. Now I'm going to run this on my emulator. So here we go. Okay, so I will show you the once again the design. This is the design. Okay, this is how our code will look like. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Our constraints got loose, I think. Yes, they are probably gotten loose. I'm just going to adjust them right away. Okay. So till the time our emulator is started, I will just set it up again. Okay. So you can, as you can see, my mm, computer is probably slow in doing this stuff as I am recording all of this. So it will probably some take time. I apologize in the advance for this. Okay. You are probably a Google developer, so you already know how you can set these constraints and yes, all that. Okay, so you probably don't have to go around. Okay, now I'm gonna start this emulator. Yes, it is powered up. Okay, so we are now set to go. Now we'll be running our app. Okay. Actually, to tell you that I am actually the backend designer, and my team designs the front end by using Figma or Adobe XD. So you're probably seeing that I'm not quite experienced in this. So now we are going to run our app. Okay. Okay. So here we go. The ad will take some time to load and it will probably display. Okay. So don't worry about it. Okay, one more thing we are going to do is we are going to the attributes, we are going to set visibility. Okay, so it should be visible to us. Okay, now after setting the visibility, we can again apply changes, and we can run the app. Okay, so I've checked one more thing that now if we are loading this, so the ad is basically not showing. Okay, so let me tell you. Okay, so ad is basically not loaded. So what can you do? What do you know that is your code invalid or is the ad is not being loaded? So we can do this by going to the banner ads. Okay, now there are possibly different ad events that you can apply on your banner ad. Okay, so these are basically like on ad clicked. So if the ad is clicked, what would happen? You can write that code over here. Okay, that the user will be prompted to some another link and it will be opened. Okay, so if ad is closed, so when the user is returned from that ad, what will happen? Basically, you probably have an idea that in games nowadays on Play Store, when the ad is closed, the user probably gets a reward in a game. Okay, so that is the basically the case. So now what we are going to use over here is we are going to use no ad failed to load. Okay, so what happens if ad is failed to load? Okay, so you can get that because sometimes in the Google AdMob SDK inventory there are no ads to show, or the second case is that when you have just created the account, there are probably no ads to show because it takes some time to get requesting for the app, so it will probably work in a day or two, so you will get to know. Okay, so what are you gonna do is you are going to copy this line and go to your Android Studio and you will paste it over here. Okay, so what basically your add view variable that you just created is accessing this. Okay, so what are you gonna do? You will go here like this. Now you are going to select the specific, you can select any of these. Okay, on add impression, on add loaded, on add opened. Okay, so these are different things that you can do when a certain action is performed on your code ad on your banner ad. Okay, so what are we going to be needing? We are going to be needing on ad failed to load. Okay, so we are going to copy this, we are going to paste it over here. Okay, now just put a square bracket and a semicolon so it will be all right. Okay, so what happens if ad is failed to load? So I probably use toast, so we are going to be using toast. So okay, so now I will show ad failed to load. Okay, we are going to show this. Now if I run my app again, okay, Okay, you just have saw there. Okay, I'm gonna show you again that when the app is run, now watch here, this ad failed to load. Okay, uh, now what it basically means that our code implementation is working. It is totally 100% fine. Okay, there is no error in the code. But what is the problem that in the Google Space Inventory, there is no ad to show us. Or either this can be the case, or the second case can be that we have just created an AdMob account. Okay, so there is probably no code over there. There is it is gonna take it is gonna take some time to load the ad. Okay, so here we go. That's all for today. Now I'm gonna show you more on how to add different types of ad. Like we have if we go to ad units, we can have different ads like interstitial ad, which is basically a full screen ad. Okay, now then comes rewarded interstitial. Okay, that is basically the full screen ads which is going to reward a user, basically used in games, etc. Now native ads, rewarded app, sorry. Rewarded as is basically when you play a game and let's say your character loses the game, so there comes that do you want to continue, so watch the ad. So when you watch the ad probably of 30 seconds, and after watching that ad, you are rewarded with a new life, or probably some new currency, extra currency. So you are basically rewarded in some way by watching the video. So these are the different types of ad, and we are gonna be doing them one by one. So for this video, this is the one, and thank you for watching, and tell me if you have any issues. Okay, goodbye.